Hey guys, my name is Nate and this is my brother Steven. Together we are Wingman Merch.
Thanks for checking out our video. We put these up about a month after we shoot them. If you'd like to catch any of these videos live, check out our Facebook page. The link is in the description.
But 2.0 live, we did pre-flight 1.0. I feel like a lot of you guys have seen it. It was over on the Trello board, and it was basically us breaking down our system from a year ago. And if you know us and you know merch, you know that has wildly changed since then. The basics, I guess, are kind of the same. Steven's still doing keywords. I'm still doing art. But besides that, a lot has changed and modified from there. So we're excited to put this course out, but we're doing a live teaching of it, which is going to start on the 20th of next week, September 20th, which is a Thursday night. It's going to be 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and it's going to be 7 weeks every night on Thursday at that time of us covering how we built a working system and the tools and the tips and the tricks that we would suggest for you to build a working system as well.
Yeah, we're not doing this live training again. This is like a one-time thing that we're doing as we're moving into next year and trying to plan out next year. We want to teach people our system and then building out our system. And like Mateo said, it's a build upon 2.0. But we are taking people, so even if you've never had a shirt sale, this is going to be a very good system for you. And if you're at tier 500 or even more and want like a better system, I think this is extremely beneficial to go, okay, this is the Wingman approach to landing zones, finding additional keywords, the art, how Nathaniel views art and how we're able to target a landing zone, and then how we go after it, how we really build our listings, and then how we are optimizing and split testing a lot of things behind the scenes, and then where do we go from there. So it's a full merch build out. So everything that we feel like we've taught over the year condensed down into 7 weeks and in a place that you guys can find it. If you sign up, we have a separate Facebook page that we're going to put all this stuff on so that you'll have all that information for you.
I'm going to post the link in chat right now. If you're interested, go check out the Gumroad link. Like I said, we're doing $50 off for my birthday. And with this link, it will take you straight there. I have the wrong link. Let me grab the right link. Good thing I checked that. All right. So I'm going to post that in chat now. If you guys are interested in it, we explain a little bit more what it is over there. And we have an infograph telling you all 7 weeks breakdown.
We would love for people to learn merch, to learn the print-on-demand business, and then apply a lot of the same core that you're learning here to a lot of other print-on-demand across the board. KDP is technically a print-on-demand. A lot of stuff that we're going to be teaching you in the Wingman 2.0 or Pre-Flight 2.0 can be applied to pretty much any print-on-demand. The core basis of finding where people are going, seeing what they're looking for, giving the customer what they want is the basis of what we're teaching. And then to build off of that, we want to be able to show you guys how to do anything that you want. If you want to do OA and RA, that's not something that we enjoy at all. There are a lot of people like doing that. Then wholesale, then private label, then building a product line, and then eventually building a full brand. That's something that we are doing. We have a brand, we have product lines, we do all kinds of print on demand. Teaching is now something that we've added. I don't know if we'll ever teach on how to teach because I don't know if we feel very comfortable with that right now, but it's something that we're learning and developing and finding out how to do better.
Yeah, there's a ton of stuff that we're trying to do, but it all has just started from us having a working system. And that system used to just be Steven doing all the keyword, me doing all the art and uploading, and now it's grown from that. And that's why we feel like we can actually like teach this because we're seeing it work daily. We're seeing Steven's VA team be able to pull all the keywords and all the craziness that he does to get us landing zones to compete on. My art team starting to understand how to pull what's working there, create that, and then getting it uploaded. It's really cool and satisfying for me to see that whole system working. So now we want to teach that to you guys so you can apply it to merch, which is a great place to learn. It's very low cost as far as building an online business goes. And it's a really satisfying place to learn this. And even the restraints that you have to work under like kind of make you better at building your system. But yeah, definitely you can apply it to a million other things as well. So we're excited about that. So the week breakdown, like I said, we'll be posting it in the group, but it's also on the Gumroad link. But the 7 weeks, the first week is going to be merch strategies. and that's breaking down similar to our mindset videos, like what you want out of merch. Do you want to run it as a business or an investment or just like a side hustle that you're just doing everything yourself? Week 2 is going to be discovery research. That's keyword stuff.
Pretty much landing zones, finding out where the customers are at, where they're going, and how they're searching. Being able to kind of pry a little bit behind the scenes and see what's actually happening to better find places where you should be putting shirts.
Yeah, basically when we say we're doing good keyword research, this is going to be the week that's going to teach you what that means. Because we can say that all day long, but if you haven't seen an over the shoulder, if you haven't seen any of our process, Stephen's going to be teaching that. The week 3 is additional keywords. That's going to be
after you find the landings. Yeah, should I just talk about?
Well, I was going to try and go into
half?
it, but you could do it much
After
better.
you find the landing zones, how do you then approach making a listing? So you want to be able to gather a ton of related keywords to that. So if people are searching in, we use cat all the time. So if you're trying to target cat shirt, you probably need to niche down. How do you niche down? How do you use additional keywords to position yourself and cast a wider net? You want to eventually be on cat shirt, but that's not the first place you should try to go after because it's very competitive. So niching down a little bit. How do you build out a good listing? To be able to do that, you need to be able to collect related keywords. So seeing how people are searching in week 2, and then gathering additional keywords to help you spread a wider net. That's what a gathering additional keywords is all about.
Even Stephen's overview of this is very detailed. So be ready for information-packed weeks when he is speaking. Week 4 is T-shirt art week. And I'll just be talking about good T-shirt art versus bad T-shirt art, what we see working specifically on Amazon and on print-on-demand world, and just my viewpoint from an artist and how you guys, in week 5 is going to be how you guys could either recreate that stuff for yourself, come up with original artwork that you would do using tools, or hiring a VA. I know artwork is not everybody's specialty or something that they even want to think about, like Stephen. So hiring someone how to do that, how we've been able to do that and scale that. And then week 6 is going to be listing and split testing. I've been doing a mother load of listings this year.
That's a good definition of how many. When people ask us how many do we do a day, I'm just going to say that. A mother's load.
A lot. So just learning how I have personally speed up that system. I watched someone do their first couple of uploads on merch over a Zoom call a few days ago, and it was just so painful. I practiced all the patience I had to like help them go through it, understand what bullet points are, where to put the bullet points.
Yeah, and even when it came to listing, you just gave him the title and the bullet points because it was.
Yeah, I typed it all out and sent it to him. I was like, I can't watch you stumble through this. I was like trying to tell him how you open multiple windows. You can upload all this stuff at the same time, so you're not just sitting there waiting. And he was just like, no, let's just do it this way. I was like, oh, this would take me 10 minutes, but instead this is an hour-long like process. But so I'm going to teach you guys my secrets, not secrets, but just my system for how I've been doing listings. And then Stephen will talk about split testing. We use that word a lot. We've tried to define it as best we could before. But we're actually going to go through and show you, like, okay, this is how we would split test. This is what we suggest to do. This is, when you see results. Well, week 7 is going to be managing and optimizing. Optimizing being when you get the results back, what you're doing, how you can change your listings from the information you gathered to make them better and go farther. And then managing your account is just knowing when you should be uploading to shirts, long sleeve, hoodies, pop sockets, all the stuff coming in, and just kind of, feeling comfortable in that. How to sustainably be able to upload hundreds of shirts every day or hundreds of designs, hundreds of listings, just thinking through what's going to work for you. That's really what we want this teaching to be. It's not just what we've done and how you can do it, because we do manage other people's accounts. And even though I'm the one managing it, like what works on someone else's account is not what's working on my personal account or Steven's personal account. So it is really important to learn how to build this system that fits you. If you're a data-heavy person and I'm teaching you, this is how you use Photoshop and this is all the art tools that you need to be learning, like that's probably not the system that you're going to enjoy doing. So you're not going to want to scale that. So we want to teach you, this is how you focus on keywords, and then this is how you hire someone to get that artwork uploaded and done as cheap as possible. So yeah, that's my biggest thing. If I'm going to teach anyone how to do this, I have to teach you how to do it that it's going to fit you. Me and Steven are pretty stubborn when it comes to the stuff that we're willing to do, and if we don't like doing it, like there's no way. Yeah, it's just not going to get done. Which is kind of scary at times. We're like, that'd be a great opportunity, and then we do it and we don't like it, and it's like, well, maybe someone else can take advantage of this. And
I just want to say, over the last year of teaching people and helping people, I feel like I've gotten a lot better at streamlining the data side. So if you're not analytical, I'm trying to break this down to be as simple as possible. I guess going back to what I was saying before about we have some in-house tools, I'm going to allow this group who's going to be a part of this live to use one of the in-house tools that we use, which is a Chrome extension that speeds up finding gaps and niching down tremendously. So I use this with my VAs to help them be able to just go, okay, I've shown them how to gather keywords to come up with the original niche. Then I've used this tool to help them find the gaps in the market as quick as possible and then vet them, and then how to gather keywords from this. So this tool that I'm going to show is just a very straightforward, anybody can use it tool. And we have gotten it the last probably month and a half to work 100% of the time. That was why I held back so long from offering this tool, because just like every other tool that we suggest doesn't work 100% of the time, I wanted a tool that would work 100% of the time. It took us a long time digging around in Amazon's algorithms, APIs to find out where's the code at that we can rely on 100% of the time. We feel like we've cracked that code. We have some other people beta testing it. They have not been able to break it. I'm normally the one breaking all the tools, and I have not been able to break it. Me and my VAs have been using this thing like crazy, and we have yet to break it. Not to say that it won't, but
disclaimer.
Yeah, to everything that we've been doing, the same kind of thing. We don't like talking about things ahead of time. We don't like to say, hey, there's something new that's coming until we've actually tried very hard to break it and make sure it's working. This tool finally feels like it's ready. So we're going to have the people that are part of the live be some more beta testers to try it out, see if there are any flaws or holes in it, or other things that other people might want. We have an in-house system, like Mateo said. What works for us and our accounts is not necessarily the same thing that works for everybody's account, even other accounts that we manage. So we want other people using this tool to say, hey, it would be great if this tool did. And we want to be able to provide that to help more people to make the data and the analytical side as easy as possible. Because as much as I love it, going to CES, going to ASD, going to a lot of events this year, I realized that that is probably the least liked thing in this online community is like the data and the analytics. There are some people that love it. I am right there with you, but it seems like most people do not like it at all. So this tool should help you understand the process and actually put action to what you're learning.
Yeah, and so this is something that Steven and our cousin, who is an awesome web developer, have actually made. He's been going down to
Programmer.
Programmer. They've been working on this back and forth for quite a while, so we're excited that that's working, and hopefully this is the first of many tools that we'll have to just kind of simplify what we're doing. Not completely do it for you, because that way you might lose some of the education in there, but definitely speeds up everything that we're doing. So we have a few questions that we want to answer. Stacy asked, will you be discussing how we need to incorporate UK and Germany in our search research? We are currently working on that right now because that just got released not too long ago. We have some interesting data coming back that we're excited to share on. But that is going to be in week 7, the managing, like I said, what products you want to put it on, what marketplaces you should be putting your shirts in, stuff like that. So we'll be answering that in week 7. So yes. And then Marcia asked, how are you going to teach this course for 20 people, but keep it where it still works for me? So
okay, I guess that was maybe unclear. Saying our process works across the board. It's the niches that we're going after. That's where we need to adjust. That's, I guess, a little confusing. The niches that we go after with our account, I go after personally, or Nathaniel goes after, or other accounts that we manage, are where the differences lie. So the art styling, some of the keywords that you're going after, depending on the niche. That's why the system that is going to work for you is more what keywords relates to this audience. I guess our system works across the board. Just the niches that we're going after, you need to adjust to target your audience that you're going after. Yeah. Did I make that unclear?
No.
I feel like we did a bad job by saying the system works, but it's different It's the niches that
Yeah.
we're going after. What is the difference?
So the niches is one part of it, but also like your individual, like what you want to do. The way that we make it work is we're trying to make like a no excuses ecosystem, where I have an art team that's going to help you with art if you don't want to learn how to do art yourself, or I'll teach you how to hire a VA so you can just do that and cut me out of it if you want to. And then on the other side of that, Steven's teaching you how to do keyword research, which can be kind of complicated, but with his Chrome extension and some other services that we offer, you can get keyword research done. That way you don't, like, if you're not a data heavy person like me, like I don't want to do all that research, but using the Chrome extension, I can do it. Or I can just ask Steven directly and he gives it to me because we're business partners. But that's what I meant when I was saying, like, we create a system that works for you individually. And yes, there will be 20 other people plus in this group. So 2 ways that we're solving that. One is the beta test that we're doing for the Chrome extension. But also there will be a pop-up Facebook group for anyone who gets inside of the pre-flight live teaching, pre-flight 2.0 live teaching, where we will try to be as active as possible. So when we release week 1's teaching and you guys have a bunch of questions, we're not just going to let you guys like sit and wait until next week's teaching to answer your questions. We will have a Facebook group just for this live teaching. So anyone who buys into this gets into the pop-up Facebook group, and you'll have direct access to us to be trying to answer all the questions that we can. So that's how another way we're going to try and help you guys figure out what's working best for you. So merch is a great place to, like we said, build this system. Steven's doing a lot of really cool things with like taking merch artwork and turning it into KDP books. And we will talk about all of that in this course and in future. But that is kind of where our hearts are at with all of this. I love merch. Maybe Steven not so much. He just likes doing data research and figuring all that out. But I love merch. It's allowed me to quit my job and just travel for the last 7 months. So like I couldn't be happier with it. But we want to go so much farther than merch. I mean, like Steven just said, we have now a product line and products that we're pushing out and a ton of other print on demand sites that we're on. So we want to teach you guys that as well. We just think merch is the perfect place to start.
Yes.
To start learning all this, start to build that good system up. Figure out how you want to run your business. If you want to do it all yourself, you can. Just know that it's more stressful and very time consuming. If you want to run it as a business, you can definitely do that. I suggest starting doing a lot of stuff on your own so you can see either what you like or don't like, so you can start hiring that out without spending a ton of money up front. Or you can run it as an investment where you just have money. I just want this thing to work. And you find someone to do everything for you, or a team or a manager who's going to find a team to do everything for you. So we talk about all of that in this course. We're super excited about it. We hope to. So the 20 people that we're asking to be in here, we just want you guys to give us a ton of feedback and ask any questions that come to your mind. We want to try and make sure that we're answering all the questions we can to prepare you guys as much as possible and prepare this course as much as possible for whatever questions you have. We can just, here is an answer for that. So that's our hopes.
Yeah, we've thrown this idea out there a few times, and this live teaching is where we're really going to hammer it home. You're building assets. So yes, we are focused on merch because we feel like we need to focus on one print on demand at a time. But the idea of building an asset can be applied across any print on demand, and KDP falls under print on demand. How we use KDP is directly from the art that I'm getting from Nathaniel. I'm doing slightly different research because it doesn't fall under the same parameters as shirts do, because books are a little different. But as soon as you understand, okay, customers are coming here, there's low competition, let me try to put a book here. It's the same thing for merch. Here's competition, or here's a large volume of traffic coming, low competition. Let me try to put a shirt here. And then that way you can find what works for you across all the different platforms and then go, okay, this is the niche that I'm going after. I want to start building assets in this niche. So say cat. You have cat, then you have all the artwork that goes with cat. You have all the, I was going to call it matrix keywords. That's kind of a search term. You have all the keywords that are related to cat. And then you find landing zones for all that art. And then you are able to build a large asset package that you can go, okay, all of this works on merch. Now let's see if it works on KDP. And how do I transition it from merch to KDP? We're finding success with that. That's kind of what we want to teach you, but we need to lay a solid foundation because we have a lot of people asking questions in here about merch, about, oh, I don't understand the keywords. That's what this course is going to teach you, from A to Z, how to do merch, how to build assets, and then from there, where do I go next? And then that hopefully will be, probably January, we'll be teaching on the next steps.
So hopefully that is all the questions I see on that. We're going to kind of switch gears back to all the AMS stuff that we were talking about at the beginning of the show, and we will answer some questions that I saw. Lisa.
I thought you was about to rap. I said, drop the bars, brother. Go ahead.
Sorry, to keep it on the AMS stuff, we're going to answer Charlie's questions first. Anyone currently enrolled in the new merch AMS advertising, were you able to use an existing AMS account? The reason I ask is I'm hopefully focused, finding it almost impossible to start a new AMS account.
Yeah, so let me say this first. I had a strong feeling that AMS was going to come to merch. I thought it was going to be January because I saw how they rolled it out for KDP and the amount of problems that they've had with KDP and the amount of small changes that they made that had huge impacts. And even running ads on my Seller Central account and then almost very similar ads on my KDP account to see if the data was very similar and noticing huge discrepancy in the data. That's why I was very cautious and said, okay, maybe they might wait and push it back. The fact that they gave it to merch, at least the option, and then they need approval, and they changed the name very rapidly, indicates to me that there's a lot going on behind the scenes. They sent us an email and said, oh, nothing has changed. It's just the name. To me, it's almost like I can see behind them and see that there's a huge fire behind them, and they're trying to block it out and go, no, don't worry about the fire back there. It's all good. We're just doing this. And from all the people that I know that are running ads, it seems like a lot of things are changing behind the scenes. So I agree 1,000% with that. They know if you've never run ads, this is probably not the time to get into it because it's going to be very difficult to learn. And even looking at my Seller Central account and my KDP account, which is Kindle Direct Publishing. I know we said KDP and we probably hadn't said what it is. The days that it takes to get the information back is normally 24 to 48, and it leans very strongly towards the 24 hours. Normally 24 hours I get the information back. I, on my personal account, have seen 14 to 18 days to get the information back. That, to me, is not a good sign of things have not changed except for the name. Like, that's a huge red flag to me. So I'm still running some ads. I've cut my budgets way back, but I'm still running ads because I want to see what's going on. But it is very apparent that there's a lot of things changing behind the scenes. So be, again, very cautious in proceeding in learning AMS or Amazon advertisements or whatever they're going to call it the next week.
Yeah, things are all over the place. Just to sign in today, I tried for 10 minutes. I was like, you know what? I don't even need to sign in. I couldn't even figure out which account was linked to what. It's just a huge headache. So don't feel alone. Don't feel like you're doing anything wrong. They haven't made it clear enough what you need to do. I know some of the other guys are just and this is my advice too, just start with all new stuff. If you're signing up for anything, just sign up with a brand new email that you make. Because all of my emails are somehow tied to Amazon. So I was like, I'm just making a new Google account. I'm going to make, everything start afresh. So I think we've done it right. We will see how all of that plays out. But yeah, don't feel alone. There's a lot of confusion going on, even though Amazon's trying to say that there's not. I don't want to throw Amazon under the bus, but if you look at it from a corporation standpoint, they want to make running ads available to you guys before Christmas, so everyone's just throwing money at ads because they're going to make money off of it. That's just kind of the reality of it. So that's our caution to everybody. Just be patient. Don't feel like that's going to solve all your problems, that you're going to start making massive amount of money with just throwing money at something that's not already working. I feel like we've beat that horse into the ground, but it's just because we've thrown too much money at ads without knowing what we were doing. And we don't want to see you guys do the same thing. We've said it
because we burn our hands on the
right.
stove. We're trying to tell you, Don't touch the stove. It's hot.
Yeah.
There's no need to burn yourself. Trust me, it's hot. You will burn yourself.
Yeah, we say it all the time, just like learn from our mistakes. That's what all the education in this group is coming from, is just like us messing up, us spending money on stuff that we didn't need to, stumbling through things to figure it out. That's, where we
I would
like
say
to
we're
teach
gurus.
from.
We're just very battered and bruised individuals that
We
have
just-
gone through a
yeah.
lot of problems and come out the other side. And now we're looking back going, "Don't- be careful," and just pointing out problems that we've had.
Yeah, so learn from our experience. Don't run ads without knowing what you're doing. That's basically the bottom line of how we feel about this. All right. Lisa said, how do you get approved for pop sockets in merch? Unfortunately, you just have to sell more t-shirts. Once you get your account ranked up, then you should, or I think they're just doing it on a rolling basis. So it might just be taking them a while to get to your account. I'm just assuming that you're at a lower tier because I haven't heard of anyone else waiting to get in.
What they say about assumptions, brother.
I'm sorry that I assumed that. But yeah, there's no it's not like AMS. You don't have to go and get signed up and go to 2 different emails to say that you they're linked together, whatever, all that craziness. It's just, it will hit your account eventually and you'll get an email saying, hey, you can sell pop sockets now. And then Lisa also asked, she bought some shirts to get out of tier 10. What are some tips to get from tier 25 to the next level? Thank you in advance.
You want to talk about a strategy more than just like a way to do it? There's a lot of ways to do it. But if you talk about a strategy, that might help.
Okay. So I'll share my own personal strategy of how I got tiered up out of most of the lower tiers. And that was through partnerships. Another thing that we feel like we beat to death on this Merch Monday show. But it's just because that has been so successful for us and very rarely lets us down, unlike organic search in Amazon. But think about someone who can use t-shirts. I'll give the example of school sports teams because I've had good luck with them. If you go to a school and you talk to coaches, I'm not a salesman. I come from an athletic background, so I was able to reach out to, grab that. I was able to reach out to some of the coaches that I had and it's like, hey, I'm doing this thing. I have a partnership with Amazon, which is the way you want to sell it because it sounds a lot more fancy than I have a merch account. And just say, I can get you guys print-on-demand shirts from them. And there's a much better sales pitch that we will teach on. But try to talk to people that can use t-shirts. So schools, churches, nonprofits, a lot of people can find a lot of value out of having shirts that they don't have to buy up front and that they don't have to ever touch. So they just have to put a link out. So for the schools, to go back to the school sport teams, I did spirit gear for the parents of the team. It wasn't necessarily the team jerseys yet. But when I first started out, it was just school spirit gear. This is what it said. We got all the permission from the school. It was fantastic. Coaches just sent a link out to the parents. The parents could buy whatever stuff they wanted.
Did you talk about the pain
sweatshirts.
point of why that came about?
I didn't want to do a full teaching on it.
Okay.
But yeah, there's a lot of value in that. So the pain point, since Steven brought it up, was that my coach who I reached out to, they just hated having shirts. They don't like dealing with parents. Sorry if you're a parent who has a kid in sports. The coaches don't like dealing with you. That's not why they signed up to be a coach. And so I was able to remove that headache from him. He just was tired of dealing with the parents and getting the wrong sizes, the wrong names on the shirts, all of that stuff. So I was like, hey, you don't have to deal with any of that. Just send them to this link. They can order whatever size, whatever color they want from Amazon. And it doesn't even have to come to the school. You can go straight to their doorstep. So you don't get to hear anything about, bad
That was a
orders.
little
or
harsh,
anything.
not dealing with the parents. Not dealing with the parents on ordering shirts and sizes and making sure all of that. Not dealing with the parents
My kid has a problem.
period. Yeah. Just dealing with the ordering and shirts when it comes to parents because it was a lot of back and forth that was not helping them and their team and learning. It was just there's a huge pain point there. How do we make this as streamlined as possible? That's why Nathaniel offered up, here's something that you can direct the parents to Amazon. They can purchase whatever they want, and it goes directly to their house. So that doesn't have to be an additional problem on top of everything else that you guys are trying to do.
Yeah, exactly.
That was very harsh. I just thought about it that might not be the best.
That's the way I think about it, and I process it in my head as a unmarried 24-year-old who has
Without
no
children.
kids. Yeah.
Let's,
So I apologize if I offended anyone else. But
Look, we already lost 2 people. Look.
No, definitely partnerships, thinking about who can use the shirts. Maybe organic search just, doesn't work for you, which is fine. If you know Mike Gual and his teaching, who's a really good friend of mine who I took inspiration from to do that kind of deals, merch isn't just only for online organic traffic. You can use this with restaurants and all kinds of other businesses. So think about it that way. An organization that you might have connection to already makes that conversation much easier in my experience. To complete that fishing story, that deal kind of blew up, and I was able to get in contact. Yeah,
I feel like you'd
leave me alone. The deal got much bigger than I expected. I was able to then talk directly to the league owner who basically sponsored all of these teams and did much bigger deals than I was aware of. And so I got to make this. That's my artwork on the front. It's for a bass fishing team. That's what my high school football coach went on to teach. Before you show my logo, you can show off Ford's logo. So someone who owns a Ford dealership is sponsoring them, and just a ton of other local businesses. So not only am I in with the sports league now, but all these other businesses know who I am. And on the right sleeve, I believe. Yeah, on the right sleeve, that's my logo right there. So pretty cool deal. I did the whole layout for that jersey.
And this was mine because it's got my name on it.
Yeah, my name on it. So I gave it to Steven because I don't fish like that. But just really cool deals like that. Like that was just me trying to reach out to a coach to see if I can make this deal work. And now, like, whatever, it's been 2 years later. We're already working on the next jersey that they're going to do for the next season. Like, just really cool examples of how partnership can take this thing so much farther than just selling organic shirts online. And those shirts are still selling pretty well. Like every season they start up, there's new parents, the parents who want the new year on there, new design or whatever we got going on. So there's a lot of really cool stuff that can come from partnerships. And I will be teaching on that, or will be teaching on that more next year. That is big passion of mine, learning how to do fundraisers with churches and nonprofits. Been having a lot of success, and cool stories come from that. So like we said, we're just trying to start you guys off on the right foot by building a strong base with a system. And then we get to do a lot more exciting stuff on how to build a private label brand and how to do deals outside of merch that include like an actual fishing jersey. So that's pretty cool. James Sykes. No, that's not a merch shirt. That's like from a proper
print on demand.
No, not print on demand. Like a proper screen printing place that does fishing jerseys. Yeah.
We do have
that's done
other
by
print on demands for that deal because they wanted a lot more than just shirts.
Yeah. No, we work with them. We do a good amount of business with them. But that actual jersey is done by someone local by them. It's just the cheapest and best way to do that. And I don't know if I've said this here, but like merch is not the end all be all. Like that is not the only place to be doing print on demand or even t-shirt business in general. Like I come from the traditional screen printing world. So, I still have roots there. I don't just see that as like a dead way of getting shirts done, especially if you're trying to do like a big event or something like that.
Or something local.
Yeah. Like working with a local screen printer is still a very good way of doing business, but print on demand is a great way to learn this business. Without having to buy a ton of shirts yourself and go out on the street corner and peddle them.
Which we have done.
Yeah, which we've done. Gone to events with shirts and try to sell them. Not fun. It's Florida. It's always hot. So,
But merch. That's why I think me and Nathaniel were helping people at the beginning of the year with merch because we saw, this is a great place to start. I used to love helping people source books to kind of get them understanding how to sell online. But I feel like the book buying business is more difficult. There's a higher barrier of entry to get into the book buying business now. And merch seems way easier. And you get to learn a lot higher level things than you do with book selling. With book selling, you get to find something that does sell and then go through the process of getting it into Amazon's warehouse. Like that takes a lot of time. But the more important lesson is, where is the traffic coming? What are they looking for? How can I put something in front of them that sells? As soon as you understand that, that can be applied across the board to any print on demand, any kind of online selling anywhere. Anything that has a search bar, what we're teaching as a core can be applied to that.
Yes. There's a lot of really cool information that we have coming. But yeah, building a working system on merch is a great place to start. And that's why we're so excited about Pre-Flight 2.0 and even more excited about the live teaching that starts on September 20th. The link is in the description, $50 off. There you go. That's our sales. We've got 10 minutes before we're an hour, and we're 20 minutes over what we try to aim for. A lot of information tonight, but hopefully you guys enjoyed it and got a lot out of it. And just see the excitement of us being back together, a lot of ideas, a lot of business being done now, all good stuff. So if you guys have any more questions, feel free to ask them over in the group, the Facebook group. We will try to get to them there. And if we aren't the ones answering, we have fantastic people in this community who will help you out as soon as they see it. And yeah, so thank you guys for joining us. We hope that you will sign up for that. That is my action step for this week. I know I didn't like make it apparent. I usually like do a very abrupt step, like this is what I want you guys to do. But I really do think building a system is just, helps you do so many other things. So once you have figured out that piece and can kind of make merch work for you, there's, like I said, the jersey, like there's a million other examples that we could give that we're doing right now just because of where we started on merch about 2 years ago. I mean, Steven might take offense to that because he's been doing business much longer than that.
Well, you said merch.
Yeah.
Merch, 2 years. Everything else, much longer.
Yeah.
14-something years selling online.
Right. So, thank you guys. Love you guys. And we will catch you on Wednesday's video.